Okay, it's 9:30. Hello, everybody. I'm not able to see all of your faces while I'm teaching, but I want to say good morning, welcome. I see a lot of new names that I don't know, but I do see some familiar names on the screen. I am your instructor today for zipForm Plus, and I am Ling Chow. I've been with the board for many years with Western Gable Board. And currently I am the vice president, and right now I am the every Thursday breakfast meeting chair. Every Thursday morning, if you come at 9 o'clock, you'll see me. I'm the one that behind the scene telling people what to do and how to do. Okay, so today I'm gonna be teaching you guys CAR zipForm. The CAR zipForm is a member benefit to our realtor members. If you join the local, state, and NAR, National Association of Realtors, then you have this for free. If you don't have joined NAR and you're just a licensee, the cost of joining something like this would about more than $1,000 a year. So it is a member benefit for all of you, and it is free. CAR sold this to another company, hopefully I think it's in 2020, I can't remember the date, but there will be at least our contract will be up. So hopefully at that time, CAR will give us as a member benefit at this time. So let's do a little housekeeping. We're starting the class at 9:30, 11 o'clock, we'll have a 10-minute break. So in the first part of my class, I usually teach the very basic for someone who has never been on a CAR zipForm Plus before. So we're gonna help you guys sign in, sign on, go through every thing on the screen with you. The second part, we're gonna take a break about 11 o'clock. We'll come back about 11:10. The second part will be more events. So we're gonna talk about probably, we're gonna talk about digital signature, touch sign, mobile. So that will be the second part. If you have been with zipForm Plus and you want to learn the events portion, come back at about 11 to 11:10 and we'll do the events portion. If you're a brand new that just did the orientation on Friday, I highly recommend you guys today, because this is something that you will need in your career, the zipForm Plus. And the other one that I highly recommend all of you to learn is the CRMLS, how to get on CRMS. So those are the two websites that you need to learn very much. Forms is zipForm Plus, and going online for the multiple listings is the CRMLS. Okay. So we had an orientation on Friday. So I think there's some new people on the screen right now with us. Have you got your DRE license, and you know what your DRE license is? So that's how we're gonna get in, okay? So I like to go in from my computer with car.org. I don't know whether you guys can see that. If you guys come to my screen, you could probably see the car.org. car.org is where I like to go, but you can go in many places as well. You can go on the CRMS. From CRMS, you can access the zipForm, or you can go to our association website. You can access the zipForm. But me, I particularly like to go in from car.org. CAR is the California Association of Realtors. This is where we have all of our information. So if you have any question, you're welcome to text me and on chat on the bottom. And I probably won't see it because I'm very concentrated on this, but at the end, I'll try to go through some of the questions that you guys have. but be specific, okay? Don't give me a question that I don't understand. I'm not that smart. So make it very simple, very easy to understand, a question I can answer. I am teaching today from my home. I want to tell you guys I have dogs. So if they start barking, you'll see me with the fly swapper, okay? So in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing, I'm just trying to tell them to be quiet because we are teaching a class today. Okay, so let's start. I hope you guys are A-okay. I have a question now. What is the question? Let me see. I missed the new agent orientation. Was it required? Yes, yes, it was. You have to sign in again. I think they probably have it next month. If you belong to our association, you must take the orientation for a new agent, okay? So call the association and sign up for the next month. So usually it's on a Friday. It takes about 3 to 4 hours. And the following Monday is always the zipForm class, okay? And next month, we're gonna have the zipForm people to come out and talk to us about zipForm. Okay, so let's move on. If you guys have ever been onto car.org, you see this homepage. And this is where I get all my information from CAR. We have the transaction center, the learning. Can you guys see my screen okay, right? No problem, right? And thank you. Thank you for nodding. Appreciate it. It's hard to teach a Zoom meeting, you guys. I mean, I usually teach at the auditorium. At least I get to see all of your faces. Now I don't. So, but I know a lot of familiar names here, but they're not showing me their beautiful face. Okay, so we have the Industry 360, your CAR information, news update, realtor finance relief, COVID-19 legal documents, upcoming COVID-19 webinars. So all this is here. You guys are welcome to go in to see this, but you have to sign in. So on the top right of my screen, you guys see the sign in part? Okay, I'm gonna click that to go in to sign in. So here, if you're brand new to car.org, you're welcome to register under here. It says new to CAR, you register. And you enter your NERS ID, your last name, and you submit. And after you do that, they'll ask you to set up an ID and a password. Okay, if you can't, you don't know what your NER number is. NER number is the NAR number. Okay, NAR give you a number. CAR used to give me a give everybody a number, and our board give you a number start with WS. So everybody has their association has a different number. Please remember your number. Write it down somewhere. Okay, I have a whole list of IDs and password for different website because I can't remember all of them, because you know why? They keep on telling you to change password. Every time you change a password, you have to update, and update. So just remember, okay? Write it down somewhere, because I don't know about you. I am not good with memory. Okay, let's go back. That's how you see, how do you sign up with CAR? I signed up already and I have my password. So I'm gonna sign in, okay? Okay, so I have officially came into CAR because right here it says hi link, IN link. So all my information will be here. Where are you gonna go from this page? You see on the left, it says access transaction. Okay, if you guys are using iPad, it's a little bit different, okay? So if you guys are using your laptop, it's what you see. But if you're using iPad or iPhone while I'm talking, it's a little bit different, because the size and what they can put on an iPhone or a smartphone is very different from what we see on a computer, on a desktop computer or a laptop. Okay, so on the left, it says access transaction. I hope you guys all can see that, okay? I'm gonna go in, it says zipForm edition. So here I am, I clicked it. And on here, on the bottom, it says validation, learn more, right? You guys see that? Let me move my thing. So zipForm is now the lone wolf, okay? Lone wolf purchased zipForm from NAR and CAR, I think now is about a year ago, a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now. So NAR, CAR started with zipForm, and a couple state has started with zipForm. Then NAR purchased it, joined with CAR to do zipForm nationwide. Then later on, they sold it. So this is where we are. The company that owns zipForm is now Lone Wolf. Okay, so here is the member benefit. We have zipForm Mobile, zipForm MLS Connect, Form Tutor, ZipLogic Digital Inc., zipForm Standard, and Form Advisory. So I'm going to go in to continue. The yellow sign on the bottom right of my screen says continue to transaction. It says welcome Ling Chao. So I am Ling Chao. If it's you, you have your name there. 70 people sign up, 30 people are here. Where's the rest of the 40 people? Okay, so here we are. Once you came in, they have a little advertisement on the top. It says Seller Shield, Home Sale Protection. If you don't want to see this, you can say, do not show this bulletin again. You click that and you exit out. Okay, so this is zipForm Plus. Why is it called Plus? I don't know. But there's also called a zipForm Standard. So zipForm Standard is on your desktop. You can download as many on your desktop. So if you don't have internet at home and you just want to go online to work, you're welcome to use zipForm Standard. Okay, that's something that a lot of people are still working on, zipForm Standard. And is it going away? We like to, but realtor like you requested to keep the zipForm Standard. So what is the difference between Standard versus this Plus? Okay, Standard is only on that particular computer. You don't need an internet to go in because you download everything on your computer already. You can download as many as you want, but you have to sync. Let's say you work on your home computer and you go to the office computer and you want to see the file that you just worked on at home on Standard. You can't see it. You have to sync the computer from your office to your home computer in order to see it on zipForm Plus. So it's a little bit more work, but still a lot of people likes it. I don't know. To me, it's a little bit irrelevant because I think the Plus won't work. Plus is cloud, it's cyberspace, it's in the air. Okay, so if you want to work on your laptop and you go to the office and you turn on your office computer, you log into car.org, you go in, your files is there. Every files that you work on. It'll be on your iPad, you'll be on your iPhone, it'll be on any computer you log in. So it's a cloud. And you don't have to sync or you don't have to tell them what to do because they automatically save it for you. Okay, so does that, I hope that kind of tell you the difference between the Standard and the Plus, okay? So here we are on the first page of the dashboard. They have dashboard transaction templates, doc inbox, text, contact partners, okay? But here you said here, don't like what you see, click here to return the old layout because this is a new layout. So if you, some people might have the old layout like this one, okay? So here's the old layout of the zipForm Plus, and what they're trying to tell you is what they're going to move to the new layout, which is this one. So if you see that, you'll see, okay, this is the new layout. You have some signature in progress. I have my things I need to do every day this week, potential sale volume, active property type, active transaction type. So here is all the information that I have. But before you go in there, I want you to look on the top, where the top blue dark one it says. If you put your little finger on there, it says List Flash. List Flash is not free, okay? I'll come back to it. And here's a bulletin, information about ads, and maybe they want to share with you something. And here is with a little bell, it's called notification. So it tells you what's going on with my transaction, okay? And if you have a Docusign or you're doing e-signature right now, it'll tell you what document has been signed. Okay, so that's where it is. Okay, it says me. You guys see that? Me with my picture. I'm gonna click the little arrow going down. I hope you guys are seeing this, okay? So here is my little arrow going down. Now it's become a little arrow going up. We have me, my company name. You come here to profile and settings. Okay, are you guys there? So here it says about me, sign in, security, office, form, product setting, notification setting, assistant, transaction coordinator. Okay, so this is where you're going to have your information. It says my name, my email address, my telephone number, my fax number, and if you want, you can put in your license number. Okay. And on here, it's called e-signature. So did I lose anybody? Are everybody okay? Okay, so I'm gonna move on, right? So why is this e-signature very important? Because every time you send somebody out an email, if you send it from zipForm Plus, sometimes it's not coming from your email address. It's coming from zipForm's email. It used to come from ZipLogic Digital Inc. I'm sorry, Logic, but now they changed the name. I forgot what the name was. We'll find out again. As an instructor for many, many years, they don't tell me everything, okay? They just tell me something sometimes. So the email signature is very important to let people know who you are, how to contact you, right? So I'm gonna put my name, my telephone number, my email address, and my DRE number, because it is the first contact. Remember, the first contact DRE rules is that you have to put in your DRE number. So this is something that I would like to do, because that way the client or whoever you send the email to will remember you. You can add a picture in there. You could add anything you want. You can change how you want to do it. You want to change the font size, the format, the font. You want to be bold. You want to be underlined. It's like a Word document. So make sure you have that on there, because that's a great way of telling people who is coming from and how to contact you when when they want to reply. Okay, when you finish all that, you're gonna save on top the little apple green color. Okay, and this is profile has been updated. The next one we're gonna go in is the sign in and security. So you can my username, my password, but don't forget we are on CAR credentials. We came in from cr.org, okay? If you want to set up security, you could do that two-factor. It's kind of part of my language pain in the neck because I can't remember going back and forth. So I decided I don't want it. That's it. But if you like to have two-factor of make sure that it is you, who you are, you're welcome to do that. For me, I give up, okay? So let's say you are changing office from one office to the other office. You have to change your office information yourself on zipForm. It's not going to change it for you automatically. So it says here, update the company information that appears on your form below. The update company information will be only applied to new transaction that's created. Existing transaction will be continued to reflect the old company information. So let's say I'm working for Coldwell Banker before, and I'm changed to KW. I'm changing to Keller Williams. If I don't change my information on the office section of me, my form would still show up as Coldwell Banker, okay, not as Keller Williams. So why is this important, you ask? It is important if you're writing an offer or you're writing a listing, because all the information on the listing, if I got a listing at Keller Williams and my form still says Coldwell Banker, would that be a conflict? Yes, it will be. So if the seller signs the listing contract under Coldwell Banker's information, guess where the seller listing belongs to? Coldwell Banker, not Keller Williams. So this is very important. Same thing with the offer. You're writing a purchase contract offer, and I'm writing under Coldwell Banker, and I moved to Keller Williams. So where is the offer going? The listing agent will say, okay, this is an offer from Coldwell Banker, not from Keller Williams, right? So this is very important. You might not think this is important now, but when there's a conflict and there's a problem in your transaction, this will be a problem, okay? So you don't go to your broker, your manager, and says, hey, I want to change something. I want to change. Can you help me? Sometimes they don't have time. So all you have to do is come here. It says Coldwell Banker. Okay, let me do the, I'm going to do my old company, okay? Remax Connect. And you type in all the address, everything, your telephone number, your fax number, and you're going to come up here, it says save. So make sure you do that, okay? When you change company, do not go to your manager or your broker says, or somebody in your office says, help me, because they'll help you. I'm sure they'll help you, but they will say, hey, don't you know how to do this if you're a seasoned agent, right? So I'm gonna go to next, it's forms. So where do I get all the forms log into my, my zip forms, right? Where do I do that? I want to make sure this is where I'm going. Okay, so for the new ones, the new agents that just joined, this is understand about zipForm, it's shop. You see that? When you go in as a new agent, you go in there and you check all the forms that's free, okay? You must have the CAR, the California Association of Realtors, and all this, CAR regional, multiple listings, all this, okay? Just check anything that's free. My motto is if it's free, I should get it, okay? So check everything that's free, but here it comes, the zipForm Record Connect. It's not free. It's $24.95. You want that, you're welcome to do that. zipForm edition called Zap, okay, and it's $49. The Lone Wolf Elite Agent for zipForm edition is $249. I'm not here to promote them, so I'm not going to talk too much about them, okay? And forms to purchase, CER Distressed Property Form Library is $49.95. Fannie Mae is $24.95. Lone Wolf is Lone Wolf Elite zipForm edition is $249. We talked about that. So it has a lot of information if you want to help your transaction. The AIR commercial forms or NAR is $199. What is AIR? It's the commercial forms. If you're doing a lot of commercial, I highly recommend you to buy this form because we have our own form. CAR has our own commercial form, but AIR, the commercial agents, they would like to use AIR form. So it's $199. My understanding is pretty much a lot of form they want is here. It's $199 1 year. Well, how does the year go? So the year go from March 31st of this year to next year, March 31st. So if you want to join the AIR form for $199, they'll be prorated for the rest of the months till March 31st. So if you're, so you take $199 divided by 12 months times whatever the months is left, that's how much they're going to charge you, okay? Yes, you can go to AIR website and buy forms there as well, but they sell it by tokens. So you buy it by tokens, and then each form is how many tokens you use. And ours is repeat. So if you want to use the forms all the time, they don't charge you additional money. But AIR website, they charge you by tokens. If I'm going to use this form, it's going to cost me 1 token. If I use the other form, it's going to cost me 2 tokens. But can you repeat? No. Every transaction is different forms, different tokens amount. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I know it's a lot of information. Open house forms is $49.95. If you belong to Oregon, forms are free. Why? That's so nice. Worldwide ERC is the, if you're doing a lot of forms, probably there's forms out there for the global transactions. And if you belong to another association from different state, you can click that. You can select the state that you belong to. They'll ask you for that state's DRE number or whatever number they ask you, and you can add it here as well. So if you, after that, you will go into here, it says continue. Then if you select all free forms, they will not ask you for credit card. You just collect and select, okay? Are we okay on that? Yes, no, yes, okay. I assume all of you are yes. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna exit order. So once you have selected all the forms you selected is here, okay? And the next one is products. I have Digital Ink, Zip Vault, MLS Connect, TMS. zipForm Standard is the one that we talked about, that it's on your computer. Mobile edition base service, okay? The next one is called settings. Okay, so this is called e-signature option. And we have the Digital Ink 2.0 powered by authentic signing. So what it is that every time you ask somebody for ID, they will charge you a fee, okay? If you click that, every time you ask you for something, you will have to pay, okay? So I choose the Digital Ink 1.0 powered by Signex. So this is where I am, and I choose the Pacific time zone. Okay, so for the people who has, you can have the signer to create a sign-in pin if you want. You can click that, okay? So Docusign, if you have Docusign, you're welcome to click that, okay? I do have Docusign and I have linked it already. If you don't, you can go into get Docusign to subscription, and it's not free, okay? It's, I think they collect $240 a year. But right now there is a promotion. If you go to Docusign, 30 days is for free. So once if you have Docusign already, you're welcome to put your Docusign ID and your password, because I have that. So I have that going there. So maybe some of you want to know, what is the difference between Docusign and digital ink? Digital ink is free, okay? We don't charge you a dime to do that. And Docusign will be a charge. So why does people still pay for Docusign, not using digital ink? It's because Docusign is, I see the difference, but if you don't want to pay $240 a year, digital ink is fine. But for someone who is not very good with computer or English, Docusign is faster and it's easier. And they don't have to log in. They don't have to put an ID. They don't have to do anything. If you send it to their email address, they just sign. So it's easier to work with, and it's much easier to have your client sign it, because sometimes your client is not a very good computer background or English background. So that's what I feel. I do both. I like Docusign a lot, but I like the free of the digital ink, okay? Like I said, I'm pretty cheap. Okay, account preferences. You can set default landing page. You can do it as dashboard. Transaction preference and time interval for transaction autosave is 5 minutes. We do autosave for you guys. I think default is 5 minutes. 5 minutes is good. High global navigation bar while in transaction. I don't do that. Automatic check PDA file for data to import into transaction. And templates. Import templates data, apply broker and agent information. Other preferences, mortgage, calculation, default interest rate. You don't need that, okay? Zapper, it is not free. We talked about that, but if you want to, you can always go in and take a look. What is Zapper? Okay, it says Lone Wolf says page not found. Okay, my other transaction is from additional account. If you want to link, current signature, sign in online, and then moving service, enable update integration, chat log. I don't like chat log, so I turn that off. Insurance integration, Young Alfred integration. I don't know what that is. They put a lot of things in here that I don't know. Okay, notification setting. Okay, I have to save this before I can go to the next one. So notification settings, email notification, in-app notification, send notification 3 days before, all this. I think if you set up some kind of calendar, you want to send notification daily until due date. If you like that, you're welcome to. Document box, we're going to talk about that. Transaction, document, share, e-signature, list flash. You can set up a free one, but it kind of get annoying in a way. So those are it. I'm going to assistant and transaction coordinator. If you have a transaction coordinator, you can invite the person to share your zipForm, okay? So that's where we are. I'm going to go out on me. I'm going to close. So here I am. I finished me. So what is this? what is this one? It's called zipCRMA. It is not free. You can try or buy. I think they changed the name because before it wasn't this one. You can click more information. I think it's a CMA type of thing. Okay, you can find out a little bit more about it. Okay, and then we have this one. It's called schedule meeting. Agent is the one that we talked about for $249 a year. So this finished our top line. I'm going to go into dashboard, and from dashboard, we're going to go into transaction. Transaction is where all of us is going to be looking at things. I'm going to find a property. Okay, so if you have a new transaction, you want to do new. When you click the new, it come out with new listing, new purchase, new lease listing, and quick sign. Okay, you can also sign a paperwork without a transaction. Okay, so I'm gonna do a new purchase. I'm trying to find a listing on my phone so we can do this together. But why is it all $1 million home pop up on my phone? Let's find a cheaper one. Okay, so I don't know, I'm looking at realtor.com and telling me different story. Okay, why am I doing this? Cancel. It's not giving me homes for sale. Okay, it's telling me just sold. Okay, so let's just pick one that's just sold, just for the purpose. Don't know why it's not picking up just sold. Okay, I got one. Okay, so my property I would like to make an offer on is called 306 Joyce Avenue in Arcadia, California, 91006. Okay, so here I have, why did I put a address versus the name? If you have a buyer named ABC, this ABC buyer is going to buy, he's going to make an offer for a lot of properties, right? Because he hasn't purchased one. Maybe he'll make you write, maybe he wants you to practice writing offers. So he wants to buy one property in Arcadia, one property in Temple City, one property in San Gabriel. If that's the case, why, if you put in his name, you're going to get so confused because this ABC buyer had make you make offer for so many properties already. So I always like to just put in the property address. So all property is one address. Okay, so I am joined the MLS Connect. So I'm going to go into MLS Connect on here. I'm going to click that. I'm going to try to find this listing ID. Okay, so I'm going to go into residential. It says MLS listing ID. I think this one is from Pasadena. They have different IDs. Okay, I'm gonna put in the multiple listing ID. If it's AR, it's from Arcadia. If it's WS ID, start with WS. Is from West San Gabriel. If it starts CV, is Tri-County TR. I mean CV is Citrus Association. CV, and then Tri-County is TR. So every association had their abbreviation. I'm gonna put in including property photo. I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna click find. Okay, and usually here is the picture, and I'm gonna say use listing. Okay, so it's a residential. I'm gonna click save. So here I am. I got the property information, and if you want to double check, see if I have it right here. 306 Joyce Avenue, Arcadia, and I just created now. This is just now. Status is active, is a purchase residential property, and there's a blue button on the top. It has an arrow going down. It says more action. So here is the information about Joyce, 306 Joyce Avenue. It is agent is me. Create just now. Retention date is this Tuesday 17th of 2027, which is how many years from now? 7 years, right? 7 years from today. Why do we save 7 years for you? Do you guys know why? Because CAR, not CAR, I'm sorry, NAR, not NAR, DRE says that we have to keep the file for how many years? 3 years, right? And the attorney says you got to keep the file for 5 years, because they always say, do you keep the file for 5 years? But legally, we only need to keep it for 3 years. So we give you 2 more years on that. So we give you 7 years total. What happened in 7 years? In about 30 days prior to August 17th of 2027, it'll send you a reminder saying, hey, your file is going to disappear. What do you want to do? Do you want to disappear, or do you want to save to somewhere else? You are welcome to transfer this file out. You can export to archive to your own computer. You're welcome to do that, okay? So all this is free, and we save it to you, and that's what we call a vault, okay? If anybody asks you why do they save it, where do they save it, we save it at zipForm Vault. On this transaction, you can open, you can see the transaction detail, you can copy, you can save as a template, you can delete the whole file, you can import from archive, export to archive, you can lock it. Don't let anybody see it, because sometimes you might, if you belong to a broker company that has the zipForm Broker Edition, your broker manager or whoever is the admin there will able to come in to see all your files. If you don't want them to see your files, you can lock it, okay? You can show form from version, send to other systems, go to Realtor Property Resources, and you do a net sheet. You can transaction facts cover, form advisory, and form tutor. So all this is here if you want to do anything to this file, but this is general. This is the big file, okay? I'm gonna close this out, and I'm going to go into this particular transaction that I just created, 306 Joy. So 306 Joy is a brand new transaction I have here. I don't have a TC, but I'm welcome to add one. You can see all the signature in progress, overdues, and the parties, because I uploaded from MLS, I have the listing agent name, selling agent is me, okay? So we have the MLS information. All information are put in because I put in the MLS number, right? Okay. So you want to ask, where's my document? So you can also do the parties involved, which we did. We know that this is the people. Alexa is the agent. I am the selling agent. You can add your buyer. You can add up to 4 buyer. You can add your lending. You can add anybody or another party. You can do that. You can do the buyer side, the sell side, the service provider. And I'm going to go into document. This is the fun part, okay? Did everybody fall asleep yet? Not yet, or everybody confused yet? Okay, so I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna add forms. So there's no forms here at all. There's no forms. You see the highlight of the blue on the top right of my screen? It says all forms. I'm gonna click that open. So here we have form library. Remember I shopped, I bought all the free ones, the free forms, because I'm not want to spend any money. So I just buy all the free forms. So here's the CR forms. And if you click it open, all these forms I have purchased already. Okay. The CR form is what we want. So you can search by name or description of the form. You can come here, it says all. This is all the forms that you might possibly need for this particular transaction. This is overwhelming, right? Because it's too much form. So we have helped you. If you open up this little arrow, it says back office, no category, COVID-19 form, commercial form, disclosure forms, forms update for June 2020, lease, listing, miscellaneous, property managed, purchase, and vacant land. So I can choose either one of them. Before I do that, I want to tell you that we do have form update twice a year. So this is the form that was updated in June 2020. We will have another update in end of the year. So usually is in June and by December. So a lot of updates. I guess during COVID-19, they all have nothing to do. So they all looking at forms, okay? Because of the COVID-19, actually, that's why they have a lot of changes. So that's the form update for June of 2020. So I am going to do a purchase, right? And I don't know what forms I need. I'm going to click purchase. What I like to do all the time is I like to do a cover sheet, and I'll tell you why later. I like, we're doing a purchase. We're going to do a residential purchase agreement. And do you have any other additional forms that you might possibly need in this particular transaction? Okay. All the forms that you think that you need, you're welcome to look at it, but always ask your company, what forms is it required before I get my commission paid for any transaction? You have the listing requirements, you have the purchaser requirement, you have the construction, new construction, the land, the commercial. So every company will give you a list of what they need. Okay, so I'm gonna click these two because those are those two important ones that we're gonna talk about today. And if people ask me, why do we need all these forms from CAR? If I click the bottom, why do we need CR sample letters? Okay, so these letters are requested by you, realtor members. So you don't have to hire attorney to help you write a letter. So let's say the commercial property, abandoned property, they have personal property abandonment. We have a commercial letter. We have the access to premises letter. You know, acting against the broker's advice. If you're talking to the buyer, don't do that, and buyer did it, you have them sign this, okay? Buyer confirm conversation. If you talk to someone and they say, I didn't ever say that, there's a confirmation, confirm confirmation. Demand for seller to perform before close. All this before you hire attorney, okay? Double check here to see if you have a letter that is written for you already. All you have to do is fill out the blanks. Okay, and remember, we used to do a lot of, we still do. On the California EPUBs, we have to send out, what do we have to send out? The earthquake booklet, right? So this is where we're gonna find the earthquake booklet for people. So not for people, if your property is prior to 1960, you have to give them an earthquake booklet. And this is where it is, okay? You can download here and send it to your client. Here's another one. And then the signature, because they have to have confirmed that received it. Okay, you have other booklet here. So if you want to find out what booklet you need, you can always go here and short sale questions, seller guide to resident listing, property transaction booklet. All this is here. It's under EPUBs. People always ask, where is it? I can't find it. It's not under forms. No, it's not. It's under EPUBs, okay? Okay, we have foreclosure prevention, the NAR forms, the NAR forms templates. I download San Francisco. I don't do San Francisco, but San Francisco has their own forms. They're a little bit different. So if you ever purchase property in San Francisco, make sure you come here to look at San Francisco forms. Okay, they're a little bit different. I'm going to go back to CR forms. I hope you guys understand where to pick up all the forms. And I'm going to move on. Okay, I have question. Hold on. Chat 4. Let's see what you guys said. William, it is a one-time fee or yearly, every year, okay? What are open house forms? It's just like they sign in forms. Docusign is great for mobile, yes. Do we have to keep offers off or just accept the offers? You can delete them if you want. You don't have to keep them here if you don't like to. Sometimes just forget to delete them, okay? I hope that I answer your questions. I'm gonna move on. Okay, so I download the cover sheet. Why did I download the cover sheet? And I accidentally download the confirmation of the conversation. I'm gonna delete that. So if I come to my form here and there's a little arrow, I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna delete, okay? So each form can be changed to something else if you want. Okay, here I am. I'm gonna open up the cover sheet. Because the form is so small, I'm gonna do full screen. Okay, so the buyer's name is gonna be Albert Tran. And I'm gonna mark X. If I mark X here, all X will appear from all signature initials and signing for buyer 1, which is Albert. So why do I do that? Because a lot of time you tell the buyer to sign, they says, where do I sign? So if you have a mark X by it, they will know, hey, they have to sign it there, right? And I'm going to put in my email address because we're going to do Docusign later on. I mean, digital signature. Okay. So here I am. I'm going to go down. If you want seller to sign, you can always mark an X here. So the seller signature will have a red. So remember, the buyer is green and the seller is red. And here's the information that I upload from the MLS. Actually, this property is it's contingent already. So it says here, included and excluded, because this agent put it in here. All interior furniture, all exterior furniture, all interior plants, all exterior potted plants, black bench in front, okay? So it's built in 1947. So what does that mean? They're gonna have to give us an earthquake booklet, right? So I have my information here. I'm gonna put in the DRE number for ArcNest. I don't know why it's not there. It should be there. So why is it important to put your company company DRE license? Because they're gonna find, they have any question, they can go in to see if you are that person that's working there. And here's my license. And here's all the information. And remember, because we downloaded from CRMS, we have the person's company name, company address, everything here, and their DRE license number. Why is this important? As a listing agent, they'll appreciate you doing that, because on page 10 of your contract, your purchase contract, will be there. If you don't fill it out, loan officer will, your loan company will tell you, hey, please put it back, okay? Because put it in, because it's not a fully executed contract. So you can always put in all the other information after if you're like. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go into the residential purchase agreement now. I'm gonna do full screen. So the CAR, we give you guys the disclosure between real estate agent relationship, the package to you, because a lot of people forget this form. It's very important. This is the form that says that they're hiring you, okay? So I'm gonna click buyer, Albert, and I don't know why this is not showing up. Always make sure you put in your DRE license number. Do you guys see the bottom page of this form? It has my company name, right? Telephone number, and the property I'm writing about. It's on first page of every form. Possible representing of more than one buyer or seller. Okay. And seller has to sign, buyer has to sign, I have to sign, and the listing agent has to sign. This is a very important form. So if I have two buyers and they both want to buy this Joyce Avenue, by signing this, I could represent both of them. Wire fraud is a very important information. It's telling the buyer, please call to confirm the transaction instruction. Only use the phone number you were provided previously, and do not use any different telephone number or account number in the email. Double check, okay? So here we have the buyer has an X with a buyer, and seller has an X with a seller, with a red, right? And the bottom is my company. So here we have the California purchase agreement and joint escrow instruction. The prepared day is today. I'm going to click today. It's coming from Albert. And the property, we have to put a price or else they won't let us do anything. Okay, so I'm going to put in the price. So property is selling for $899. We're going to put $899. And it's going to close in 14 days, right? They have to have us do this or they won't do anything. You have to do this. Okay, and people will ask, can I print out a sample form? Can I print out a blank form? Could I do this? Could I do that? The answer is you cannot print out a blank form. If you want to print, you can go up here and print a sample form. Okay, you can print this form. You can print multiple form. You can print the sample form. Sample will have sample on top of it. Every page will say sample, sample, sample. So it's not a blank form. Okay, you cannot print a blank form. And sometimes you cannot even print if you don't have some information filled out because they feel that you didn't complete. You have to fill it out. Okay. So I'm here. I'm at this I'm doing this transaction, and if you see the bottom on the first page, it has my name, right? But the rest it's a 10-page RPA contract. The residential purchase agreement is called RPA. Okay. If somebody says send me an RPA, don't look like you don't know what you're doing. Say okay, I will. And then you can always come to here, it says all form, and you can just search by name for RPA, and they'll come out, right? If somebody said to you, I want AVID. So what is AVID? How do you spell AVID? AVID. It's an Agent Visual Inspection Report, Disclosure Report. So you can always come by abbreviations. And I forgot to tell you, this is by A by Z. You can change to Z by A or form numbers, which is all the abbreviations, okay? Okay, let's go back to our wonderful form, page 10, so I can show you where all the listing agents information, my information is at. So everybody says, why is that important? Because if you have a loan, and also you want to confirm who you are and who the listing agent are, this is what you need. Hold on, I see that you guys have a question. Just a second, okay, let me go to. And I have to tell you, on Monday, zipForm is always slow. Don't know why, but it's always happened that way. Okay, so here we are. We have all the information. All we have to do is sign it, and this contract is fully executed. And escrow has to sign here if the contract is accepted. Escrow has to sign page 10. Okay, so that's where the information is. Let me look at the question. Hold on, just a second. Let me go back to the RPA. I'm sorry, there's a lot of information for you guys. I'm trying to squeeze it in a 3-hour class. So bear with me, okay? Okay, oh, thank you, William. You just want to say thank you? Okay. Okay, so let's go one by one. Let's not doing this one now, okay? So we have normal. Normal is small. And full screen is large. For the old lady like me, I like to see that. We can do a print. I talked about that. And we can do email. You know, it's very funny. They used to have fax. I think they still do here, okay? So you can email. You can fax. Let's say I'm going to email to Albert, right? I'm going to collect that. You can come in with zipForm CRM contact. You can have zipForm contact. service provider, top producer, Google contact, Microsoft contact, Yahoo contact. But if you download all this to your zipForm, it's too much. Like I have more than 1,000 contacts. I don't want to download that. You can always add parties if you like and email it to them, okay? So you have a choice of coming from your Gmail, or you come from zipForm or Microsoft. So I like to come from my Gmail. And you can send, including sticky note, attached fax cover, copy me. Make sure you copy yourself. One time I sent out the email with a lot of information and I did not copy myself. And I wanted to retrieve that email to see the information in there. I couldn't retrieve it on zipForm Plus because they told me, the tech told me, because I did not copy myself. So I will not retrieve it. I will not retrieve all the email information inside the information from zipForm Plus. So make sure you always copy yourself, okay? And then you can fax. Fax is free, but only in the United States. You cannot fax anywhere else in outside the United States, okay? Just inside the United States, and it's free. Okay, so we can save the file as PDF. Sometimes the client cannot open our file because they said it's not a PDF format. So you can transfer the forms into PDF. And next one is called fast fill. Fast fill is for people who doesn't like to read page by page or item by item and thinking, oh, I know I've been doing this so often. I don't have to say, oh, the close of escrow day is what, confirmation or what. So I can do a fast fill. So I can do, type in whatever I want because I don't have to read item by item, okay? If you're really good at this, you don't want to read item by item, you're welcome to do that. But I am slow. I need to read one by one. My computer is slow. What is wrong? Okay, here. Okay, so we did the fast fill. Let's go to N/A. What does N/A means? You know, when we fill out our forms, a lot of places that we don't need to fill anything, right? So we're gonna leave it blank. So to some people, they might feel uncomfortable because they feel that, hey, initial deposit is, I'm gonna put 30,000. Like all these blanks, right? Albert is rich, I'm gonna do all cash offer. Okay, all these blanks, and I'm afraid somebody might fill in something and I'm not comfortable. So I'm gonna click all the blanks is gonna be NA, apply. You guys see that? So now all the blanks is N/A. So that means that we're not gonna put anything there and you can fill it in for me, okay? So I'm gonna remove this one. Okay, it's all removed. Sticky note is a fun thing. I don't use it very often. If you click it, let me close it. So do you guys think that the, I don't know why they put me here. Okay, because they kicked me out. Let me make sure they did kick me out. Okay, I'm gonna go back in. Okay, transaction, continue to transaction. They kicked me out by accident, I guess. I clicked something by accident. Somebody clicked something. Okay, I'm gonna go to my transaction. I'm gonna go back to Joyce. documents, residential purchase agreement. Okay, so sticky notes, if I click that, it's coming out on here on the left. I'm gonna put new sticky note. Why is sticky note good? Sticky note is something that if you want to tell your client, hey, please sign here, or why am I putting here, or what is that I'm writing, or I would say, hey, please sign here. And I can always drag this to wherever you want to go, okay? And you can put as much sticky notes you want. I can drag it anywhere I want to where the sticky note should be in, okay? You can delete them all. You can have as many sticky notes as you want. It won't, when you send it out to the email to your client, it will be there, but it won't print out. So sticky note is something that maybe you like to do. Preview. You can preview the transaction. Monday is always very slow. Okay, so here is a preview of my transaction. From here, you can also send, print, you can download to your computer, you can get a description, you can add to a test. So that's where the preview is, okay? Check spelling, always check spelling, because sometimes it's kind of, if you don't know your spelling, you misspell, you type too fast, or you type too slow, you miss a or miss a dot or something, it will help you. And to let copy, you could add it to field completely. You know, to be honest with you, I never used this, so I really don't know what that is. Okay, so you can highlight. Let's say you want to highlight something for the client to see. For instance, we just told Albert that he's buying all cash. I did select, but you don't let me select. Ugh. Why is it not letting me select? Select sometime. I did. You're not letting me do that. All right, anyway, you're supposed to select the text and then click the highlight and you have it, okay? So we have more. You can undo, redo. You can add photos. You can add as many photos you want. You can, why is a photo important? Let's say you're doing an Asian visual disclosure. You went to see the property and you saw something, you took a picture and you want to fill out the form, you can always take the picture, add it to the form. Let's say if I want to add a photo, I say add, and I can search all my photos. I have a lot of photos. It's waiting. It's not coming out. I don't have photo. But you can always select the photos. Because I have too many photos. You can select the photo and add it to the screen, okay? It's not coming out. I'm sorry, I have two, here it comes. Okay, let's say I'm gonna add this photo. I'm gonna choose. It says not it's not a JPEG. I don't know what they're talking about. Well, anyway, you guys get the idea because it's too much photos. They're having an issue here. Okay, so I'm going to close. And you can always do the lookup field manager, the clause manager. Lookup field is something that you always text cities, like a lot of cities you have done, or county that you put in already. So you can look up the field. And the other one is a clause management manager. What it does is that if you have some kind of clause that your company wants you to put in, you can always put in the, like saying, maybe saying, you put in the my listing or TDS disclosure. There's some statement that you want to put in that statement. You can add it here. Okay, you can add a new clause. And you put in the category for listings, and you can say cash only or whatever that you want to put in that you want in every transaction. You can always add that there. I'm running out a lot of time, so that's why I'm kind of rushing this. I'm sorry. Okay, so we also have text overflow. Okay, happens here at additional finance term, and the other places is happen at the other terms. And there are some files that has text overflow, like the I think it's request repair. There, it automatic comes out. You don't have to download the file. If you text too much, it'll pop out. Okay. And then when you print it out or you send it, it will be attached to your contract. When that happens, the buyer and seller has to sign it to acknowledge that there is a text overflow page attached to your contract. Okay, so there is a text overflow. So going back to this transaction, we can add docs. You can add as many docs into this transaction file, this property 306 Joyce Avenue. You can add the escrow instructions. You can add the physical inspections. You can add the termite inspections. You can add anything that reminds you of the file. You can add a video, photo, a song that remember how happy or sad or dramatic this transaction has been. You can add as many things you want into this transaction. There's no limit. All files gonna save you 7 years. Okay, so there's no limit. You can download as many as you want, as long as you're happy. Okay, and sometimes I always think that I should have download more things, like maybe a picture of the remote, because the remote always missing, or a picture of the keys. How many keys did I get on the listing, or things like that. And how do you do that? You can just add click here, it says add doc. You can create a placeholder, add form. You can transfer doc from the Dropbox, Google Drive, Box, or OneDrive by Microsoft. So let's say you're gonna add forms from this particular computer that I'm working with. I'm just gonna say browse for a file. And I'm gonna go into this one, move out. I'm gonna choose, and I'm gonna say okay. Right, so the files is here under PDF, right? So you guys see that? You can add a folder if you have a big folder. You can, but you have to create a folder name first. Like say you want to do all the escrow instructions, you can add the folder and put all the files into that particular folder. So it makes it very clear. You can move the whole file if you want to move. You have to select the files to move. Okay, and we're going to talk about the template later. Okay, so you can print, you can send, you can save, you can download, you can preview the docs, you can copy, you can archive, or you can delete the whole file. Once you delete, that's it, no more. Okay, you're not going to retrieve it. You got to call zipForm to see if you can retrieve it. But my understanding is kind of hard. Okay, we have 10 more minutes before we go into the break. I want to talk about checklist. So this is something that you guys requested, okay? When you enter a transaction, you can say how, let's say we accept the date of the contract and was offer accepted on the 20th. You can create all these transactions. I could say this is where office transaction was offer accepted, right? Due date, no, there's no due date. And you can ask, you can do attachments, you can set up the category, you can do anything. Okay, so we have, it didn't show up, probably it's too early. Okay, or you can do a new checklist, and you can have a checklist. Okay, offer accepted, status not happen. You can remind yourself. You can set up a due date for things. I can delete this one because there's no offer accepted. Why is this important for the calendar? Some agent feels that this way I can remind myself when I'm going to do a termite inspection, when I'm supposed to do a physical inspection, when do I have to get the contingency, the disclosures out. If I'm a listing agent, I need to do this and this and this. If I'm representing the buyer, I need to do this and this. And we're due to close in this and this date. I need to remove contingency at this and this date. So this is important to set up as a reminder. And one of my clients says to me, can you give me a list of what I need to do by what date? So I sent him out this list, and he was very happy. He thinks that, who is requesting remote control? Mr. Frankie Holt, you can't do remote control on my screen. Okay, so this is something that you guys want to set up. Frankie Holt, you cannot request control my screen. Who will see this? Shirley says, who will see the sticky note? The signer? Yes, the person that you send it to will see the sticky note, but it will not print. If you email to your client, they will see this sticky note. Really, I hope that helps, okay? Okay, so this is something that was requested by you guys. Okay, and then notes. You can give yourself new notes. You can also check the history. I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. You know, why is history important? You know, one of my office persons once had the transaction coordinator help them to do things. And they say, I don't know what is sent. I don't know what is done. You can always come here and do the history and find out if this person have sent this, or this person have done that, or has a transaction being signed or anything like that. Okay, so it's good to have. Marketplace is always something that you want to check, see who are they affiliate with, okay, they partner with. So this will be this transaction right now. I think we did pretty much everything. One thing I want to share with you guys before we go into our break at 11 o'clock is this one. It's called Doc Inbox. Doc Inbox, okay? Doc Inbox. Don't think it's a Jack in the Box. Just think it's Doc Inbox, okay? What is this thing? What is this? This is like a parking garage. You park your car before you move to somewhere else. You park your transaction before you can transfer. you see this is my inbox address. It is lchow974 at dox.ziplogic.com. So that's the email address that you use to send in all your form. Let's say you got paperwork from escrow, or you have paperwork, let's say from home inspection, and you can email that home inspection to this email address that I'm showing you here, my email address, lchow974 at dox.ziplogic.com. All the files will come here. That email address with attached file will come here. So once it's here, you can move to transaction. You can copy to transaction. You can print it out. You can email it out again. You can preview the docs. You can download, or you can email to DocuBox. So here you can compose the email, okay, and with attached files, you can just email it to here. Okay, so this is my email address for Doc Inbox. I have a question. Can you share us your checklist for reference? I don't, I haven't, I've been a manager for many years, and I really haven't done a lot of transactions. So I haven't done that for a long time. I think that you have to just play with it, okay? So here we are, the Doc Inbox. Why is it good? Because sometimes you want to email some files in here. You don't have to save it to your computer and then pull it out to add doc, and you can just put it in here. I can also add docs. That's okay. You can do that. You can save from, you can get it from the Dropbox, Google Drive box, OneDrive, or you can grab it from your computer. But I like it with the email, so I can directly email. If all your transaction, let's say you get paperwork from escrow, you have paperwork from title, you have paperwork from somewhere else, and then you want to email directly to this place, and you can move to your transaction. I can move it to, let's say I'm gonna add this. Let me email something to myself. Let me copy this email address. It takes a while for them to come in, by the way. Copy email address, and then I can come here. Oh shoot! I just took out my email by accident. Let me send myself an email so that way you guys can see that it comes in. I don't have particular, let me see if there's a transaction that I can just email it in here. Okay, let me go into okay, so she has a file that she wants me to look at, and I want to email it to my transaction, right? So I can't see my transactions. What happened here? I don't know what happened to this today. Can't get out. Oh my gosh, I want to email something so when we come back from the break, you guys can see it. Yikes. I don't like this thing in front of me. Zoom has things in front of me that I can't see. Okay, so I'm gonna forward this email to the email that I copied from Zip Logic. I'm gonna send it. Okay, so let's take our break for 10 minutes. When we come back, we can always see the why is it pause to share the front? I don't know what happened here. Bring your share status to front. Okay, we're gonna come back in 10 minutes. Let's come back about 11:11. Is that okay? Okay, everybody, we're back. How's everybody's break? I was able to stretch, drink, and I have to tell you guys, it's not easy to talk to yourself for 3 hours, okay? I feel like I'm talking to myself for the past hour and a half, even though I know you guys are there, but it's very hard to talk to yourself. I like it when we at the board with the audience, and I can see all of you, and at least I can see your faces. Now I don't. Okay. So before we went to our break, I sent some file to the docking box. So the file was here, okay? The file that I sent from that email here is our minutes. So here is the file. I could, from here, I can move this file to another transaction. I have all these Zoom things in front of me. I have to move out of here. Okay. I don't know whether you guys see it. Okay, I can move to a transaction. I could copy to a transaction. I print it. I can email it out. I can preview the document. I can download. I can delete, and I can email to another docket box. So I'm going to move to transaction. I'm good. Did you guys see that? Let me do it again, since maybe I did it too fast. I apologize. Oh, shoot. Kick me out again. Oh. So we're going to go to transaction. We're going to go into the docking box with the document. I'm going to click this one. It says move in transaction. I'm going to click it. I'm going to click this one. And it says here next onto the right with the green apple color. And it says which transaction I want to go. I'll go to 306 Joyce. Just successfully copied document to transaction. So I'm going to go back to Joyce. I'm going to go see the document. The MLS report, the minutes that I upload is here. So you guys okay with this? I'm going to move on because we have so much thing to cover for the next an hour and a half. Okay, so I'm going to right now, I'm going to templates. What is templates? Templates is you can set all the forms that you want. I'm going into a template. So every time you do a new transaction, the template will come out. Let's go to do a new template. I'm going to click new. So I'm going to do a new listing contract. So this is all the forms I probably need for listing. So I'm going to enter the listing name. I'm going to do Coldwell Banker listing contracts. Okay, and I'm going to be a residential, and I'm going to save. You can also add templates into a template if you have a template that's you have a template that's done already, or you can say do not automatically apply this template to new transaction, or you can do automatically apply this template to listing residential new contract. So every time you do a new listing, it pops all the contract in there, and automatically apply this template to all listing contract. Since I don't want to, so I'm going to do not. I'm going to save it. It says the following forms are no longer available due to release of the new version. Okay, so I'm just going to say okay. So on this template for listing contracts, okay, I would highly recommend you to ask your broker manager or your company admin and says, what do I need for a listing contract for our company? So they will tell you, right? They will tell you, they will say, okay, you need this, this, this. So you come here to all forms, right? You're gonna click all forms. I'm gonna do a cheater way. I'm gonna do listing. So this is all the forms that the CR feels that you might need. So I'm gonna do cover sheet. I like to do cover sheet. Listing agreement, very important, right? Exclusive, only me, right? What else do I need for a listing that you possibly need in your transaction? We need the Consumer Privacy Act. Okay, the other one didn't go in. Let me go into this one. Okay. Now we have the coronavirus entry advisory. So any form you might need, right? So maybe we need the let base, whatever the thing that you might need for this particular transaction. Do you need a transaction checklist, whatever it is, vacant land, property verification, water heater statement compliance? Let's just click it in just for the sake of it, not because of anything. But of course, maybe you want to add the disclosure. So you come here, you add this disclosures. You probably need an Asian visual, right? And then any disclosure, anything. Check with your company, please. Make sure that all this is in there. Residential transfer disclosure, right? So all this is forms that you might need in your listing template, right? On your listing contracts. So double check with your company and says, can I have a list of all the forms that you need? Or do you have a template set for us already? If the company has a broker edition of the zipForm Plus, they can set up a templates for you. A listing template, a purchase contract, a purchase template, a commercial template, whatever templates you need, you can have it here. So let's say we set up this template already. I'm gonna delete this is my last training in May. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this one. Gets confusing, right? Okay, so here is the listing contract that we just created. So when you have a transaction and it's new, and it's a new listing, right? And you put in the property address, let's say 123 East Valley Boulevard. Say Gabriel, California. Oh, yeah. It just wants me to type everything out. Okay, so here we know it's a residential, right? So on the bottom, it says select templates. I click the up and down arrow. Do you guys see that? We have personal co-op banker listing contract. I'm gonna click that. I have so many things on the bottom I gotta move out. Okay, we're gonna save. So I just created a listing contract for 123 East Valley Boulevard in San Gabriel. So I'm gonna open up the documents. So all the contract that I have saved on the template, I just apply to this 123 East Valley Boulevard, San Gabriel. Are you guys okay? 38 of you, are you guys okay with this? I'm gonna move on, okay? If you guys don't have any question, I'm gonna move on because I have so much things to cover before. I don't want to miss out anything. Okay, so here it is, the templates. Okay, double ask, triple ask your company. Okay, so we have talked about document box, we have talked about template, we talk about tasks that you can create, you can upload the contact, all the information that you want, all the people. I don't do that. I get too many of them. I don't want to share with that with the ZipLogic. You have partners, which is the zipForm partners with. You have shop. That's where we upload all the files for new agents. And we have help. Okay, we'll talk about help later. So coming back here, list flash, we talked about the fee. You can view forms. You can do, let's go back to our transaction and let's do together, let's do Joyce, okay? Because Albert's buying Joyce. Albert doesn't know it. He's gonna buy property from me that he's gonna pay all cash, okay? So we're gonna have Albert sign the contract. Albert's not here. Albert's in a meeting, but I can send him via email and he can take a look at it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click the purchase contract. You can do very many ways, okay? I just like to do it this way with you guys. Okay, we're gonna do full screen. So this is the contract I want Albert to sign. We're gonna do e-sign. You guys see that on the top left with a little pen? I hope you guys can see that. I'm gonna click it. Okay, so this is the contract. I'm gonna move this up now. Okay, it says purchase agreement, and we're gonna do digital ink. Remember when the setting I set up as digital ink, and the purchase agreement that Albert's gonna buy from me. I'm gonna do a cash sale in 14 days, okay, if accepted. I'm gonna go to next. So who's gonna sign? I'm gonna sign. Albert's gonna sign, right? So we're gonna sign. So we have me as his agent and Albert is the buyer. I'm gonna collect, if I send it to the listing agent, he'll probably say, what is going on here? So this is for example only. So I'm gonna close. So here we are. I have me and Albert signing. We have signing order 1 and signing order 2. Okay, so can you do 1 and 1? Used to be no, but nowadays you could do 1 and 1. What it means is that both of us will get it at the same time. Okay, for training purposes, I'm gonna put Albert as 2. So that way I know that I signed it and Albert will get it, okay? And you can also add additional signer if you want at this time. So you can add the signer who you want to send it to. Okay, you could probably have buyer 2, buyer 3. You forgot to sign somebody, so you're gonna put somebody in there. Okay, so right now, we're gonna sign out me first and Albert second. Why do we have the same email address? Because I wanna make sure that I show you how to sign Albert. But is it okay to sign out email address into same email with different name? The answer is, I guess, yes. Is it legal? I don't know, but it is what we're doing here, okay? E-signature, it is legal in court. But because sometimes we have people that doesn't have email address, which is very, very, very rare at this time. When I first start teaching e-signature, a lot of people don't have email address, but nowadays everybody seems to have an email address. So some people like to say, hey, I don't know how to do this, send it to my daughter. And my daughter will help me. Can you say no to that? No, you have to send it to whatever they want you to sign. Are you liable for that? No. Why is that? Because we have escrow behind us, right? If we're purchasing a property and if they have loan, does the notary people have to come out to verify who the signer is, right? So they're gonna do a signature on it by hand. And so they're okay with that. If it's all cash, let's say if they put my name and somebody else sign it for me and it's still under my name and the house is going to come to my name, am I going to complain about it? I guess not, huh? If somebody's willing to pay all cash and put it under my name, I think I'm very happy. Okay, so who is not allowed the e-signature? Last time I know was if you're buying REO property, bank-owned property, or you're doing a short sale, the contract had to be a wet signature, not a digital signature. That's one thing that I know about. I don't know if that's changed, but last time I checked was still the same. So if you feel uncomfortable doing the e-signatures because it's online, you can always ask escrow to put a copy the contract for you when they're signing the loan paperwork or signing a disclosure. Escrow will sign a disclosure saying, hey, you're signing a lot of documents by e-signature and you acknowledge that you have done that. So some escrow company will do that kind of paperwork for you. So I hope that answered your question, whether it's legal or not legal. It is legal at this time, okay? So we're gonna continue. You guys see that we have a security option here. If you do, I think it's $5 per, I think it's $5. If I click next, it come out. It says, yes, I want CyberSafe Unlimited Security, or you're gonna pay $5, small print, right? For this single transaction, $5 with unlimited signers. So before it was one person $5, now is one transaction $5. If you join the Elite Premium Bundle, $200 some dollars, it's free. Do you want to? You have a choice. You can do, or you can say no thanks. Okay, so we're signing out this form first time by zipForm, right? By ZipLogic. So the first time, everything is set for you. As you can see on the bottom, I am going to sign first because here is my name. If you click the arrow up and down, Albert is the second signer, right? So all this is going to be here. This is the first time. If the second time you want to send the form out again to another person, you have to click the signature and drag it to where you want to sign it. But the first time, number one, and it's using zipForm forms, it's all preset for you. So all this is all set, right? Albert, my name, Albert, and all the Albert, okay? So because it's the first time, I don't have to worry too much about it, and it's all set for me. I'm gonna set. If you want to, you can also put in the property address. Was it 306 Joyce Avenue in Arcadia? So that way you have an idea what you're doing, right? So you can also type in front of this, hi Albert, please sign. Thank you, Ling. Okay, so I'm gonna send it. it's going to come to me first because I set my as number 1. We have action required, one signer, me, and then the other one is Albert, right? On this particular question, this particular agreement. So I'm going to close it. Okay, I'm going to go to my email. And please forgive me for all the emails I have. I have a lot. So the documents is here. You see that? Zip. Tell your client it's not coming from your email address. Please tell your client it's coming from ZipLogic Digital Inc. online signature. It's not coming from your email address. A lot of clients says to me, hey, I don't receive it. I have never seen it. I don't know where it is. I say, don't look for Ling Chao's email address because it's not coming from my email address. Please look for ZipLogic Digital Inc. address, okay? And they'll say, oh, okay, I'll find it, and they find it. So what we're going to do is, here it is, hello, Ling Chao, okay? So I'm gonna say sign document. This is very important because we use this all the time now. Because of COVID-19, I hope you're not running to your clients and say, please sign this in front of them, in front of their face. Make sure you wear a mask. Okay, so we're gonna, because I've been here, I've done this many times. It's welcome back, Ling Chao. If I haven't done this, you have to sign in with, your client had to sign in with email, your sign-in ID and password. And if they forget it, they had done it before, they forget it, you can do it again. It's okay, but they just want you to do it. Okay, so we're gonna say, click next to continue. It says agree to legal consent. You have to say yes, accept. And we're gonna go to next. And you can do a default signature like this, or you can choose a custom signature using one of your pad, pen, or whatever it is. Okay, you can draw with your, if you have a pen, you can draw. Okay, but I don't have a pen, I have a finger, so I'm not doing very well. I'm gonna do the default. Once you choose the default, you see the purple sign says here, let's go. We're gonna say, okay, we're gonna click on it. It says, let's go. Can we have a way to, Warren says, can we have the way to alternate to send an email instead from it origin or original? Are you talking about the ZipLogic email? Only when you do the e-signature, it comes from them. It's not coming from your email. But when you send out a regular email, you can choose your email address. That shows. Okay, now we have ready to review and sign. And we're gonna say yes, right? Instead of say yes, they have go. So what I'm gonna do is using my finger with the mouse, I'm gonna click where the sign is. I'm gonna click sign, 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 and I'm finished, right? So it's very, very easy. And Docusign is easier because they don't have password. I'm gonna do one with you guys later, okay? They call this, it's like you can add, you can sign in and you can add your client's email address and you can do chat with them. And you can also look at the files with them together. Okay, I'm not gonna go into here, sorry. So I'm gonna go to my zipForm. Okay, so you see here on the laptop has a little pen, like a pen tip, right? It says e-sign. I'm gonna click that because I signed it already, right? So it says in progress. I'm gonna click it open. So you guys can see that I complete. Albert hasn't, but I completed. Okay, if you feel that there's something wrong with it, you can cancel this transaction. You can edit and cancel it, but I'm not gonna cancel. I'm gonna keep on going. Remember one thing, if you have the email address incorrect, this whole thing will be lost in cyberspace. So you have to edit and change the email address to make sure that email address is correct. if you type in wrong email address, it's never going to be complete because you send it to somewhere else. PDA, Betsy, you wanted me to do a sample PEAD form from signing by Docusign? Okay, I'll try to do that when we have time. By the way, our association has joined with Glide on the CMS, so every transaction you can just click on the sign PEAD form, and you can go in and sign it there. Okay, I'll try, Patsy. Let me see if I have time. Okay. Okay, so this is where we are. I'm going to go back to my email. Is Albert's going to sign? Okay, because I sent the same email address. One is me, so hello Ling, and now it's hello Albert. So because Albert has been used by me so many times, it says Albert, welcome back. Okay, remember you have to tell your client to accept everything except, and we're going to click next, and we're going to use Albert's default. Albert's going to sign a lot, right? So what happens? Albert forget one. Okay, let's say go. Always say go. Okay. So Albert's going to sign. Let me move this up. Initial. They're not going to let you forget. But if Albert forgets one, they will tell you. Okay, liquidation damage is option, whether they want to do liquidation damage or not. So if buyer is not comfortable doing liquidation damage, they can opt out. Okay, same as the arbitration, but we're not going to opt out. We're going to do a sign. I'm going to initial it. Initial, sign. Okay, so Albert's finished. Yay, Albert is so good. Albert doesn't know that he's buying a property from me and all cash. It's going to that chat thing again, I hope. See, zip community by Lone Wolf. Okay, so I'm gonna exit out. I don't need this. So this is by saying that you sign in and you can talk to your client about this transaction. Okay, so let's go to zipForm. I'm going to go back. Again, you have a notification. You're supposed to get a notification from them says that this is finished signing. And I'm going to go into e-signature. And it says complete, right? So you can click it open. So now both Ling, Chao, and Albert has complete. You can also view detail the history if you like. All right, so all completed. You can view it here, or you can go back to the transaction. It should be there. Where is it at? Let's go out. Something need to be refreshed. You see this file? This is where your signed package is at. I click that open. So digital ink for the residential purchase agreement is here. You guys see that? It's all signed. I signed it, Albert signed it. Some people would ask, why am I signing it first and Albert signed it second? Because you know how I am his agent, and I would like to sign it first, and when he signed it, that means he'll have a copy of our agreement with my signature on it. If I have him sign it first and I send it second, then I had to send him again a copy of our with my signature. So this way I could sign it, have him have a copy. That means that the contract is fully executed for me to represent him. Okay, from here, you can send out email or via Zip community, talk about it. You can print it out. I don't want to do that. You can download, you can send it again for e-signature if you like. You can continue to send it to someone else. Okay, but this time you probably had to add someone else's name or because Albert and I both signed it. So unless you want to send the seller a copy, you're welcome to. Okay, I'm going to transaction. I'm going to Joyce. And I'm going to go to document. And here is, oh, I went to the wrong document. Click fingers too fast. I'm going to close this. Okay, so you can do many things from here, but this is where you're going to find both of our signature on it. Other places you will not find it. You can do a description. You can split and rotate because remember we have so many documents in here, right? So you can split each forms out. You want to split the disclosure. You want to split out the possible representation of more than one buyer. You can do that. Okay, so you can split out each documents, like saying from page 1 to page 2. It's called so and so so, and you can split that out. This is possible, but it's hard because it's hard to see. But you have to remember what you're splitting out the forms names. Okay, so you can do many things going out with this file, but this is where you're going to send the listing agent an email regarding a contract, right? Because this is where the signed copy is. Did I lose anybody? You can add this to the tasks. You can fill a placeholder. You can hold it. You can do more. You can do a new window, whatever you like to do. But basically, this is where it is. Okay, I'm gonna do one with Docusign because Docusign is easy for me. Did I lose anybody on the e-signature yet? Is everybody still here? Happy, go lucky here? Okay, I'm gonna do a simple, I'm gonna do a Docusign with the MLS report, okay? So again, we're gonna click the e-signature. We're gonna do a new transaction, okay? And then we're gonna find the MLS report, right? I'm gonna close it. And here it says packet name. I'm gonna change the packet name to MLS minutes. Okay, and I'm not gonna do digital ink signature anymore. I'm gonna change it to Docusign because I have Docusign, okay? So this is the report. I'm gonna click next. And I'm the only one who's gonna sign this. So I'm gonna send it to myself, close. So I'm gonna click next. Remember, this is not a form from zipForm, right? So this is a form that I just add the doc and I want to sign it. This is not the first of all, it's not a zip form. It's a different form and I'm using Docusign. So what I need to do is place where I want to sign it. So I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna drag the signature. Okay. I'm gonna make it larger. And I'm gonna, every digital signature information is always have a date stamp when you send it out to them. So you don't need to do that. I can also add a text here. And you can add it here, whatever you want to put in, or you can have them, you can put in like DRE number 011477092. Okay. So you can do initials. Let's say I'm going to put initials here and I'm going to send it. I'm going to go to my email. By the way, Digital Ink says it's a set complete regarding purchase agreement. So we're all done. Okay, so here we have the link shell via Docusign. So it's not coming from my email as well. It's coming from Docusign's email, right? But at least they put my name on it. So I'm gonna review doc. So as you know, I don't need to set up an ID and a password because Docusign doesn't require that. For someone who's not very good with computer and doesn't understand English that well, I think Docusign would help. I'm gonna continue and we're gonna start. We're gonna sign, initial, and we're finished. So there's no like accept, agree, whatever it is they need, okay? So everything is done. So I'm gonna go back to our transaction. And I'm gonna go out because they need to refresh, right? And I'm gonna go to e-signature. And we have the MLS minutes. Okay? Is that okay with you guys? I have one question coming up. So Docusign did not, Docusign does not input into transaction, what input transaction? You could do forms with Docusign, all the zip forms, or you can do anything. It's the same, both ways the same. It's just that Docusign is easier for clients and it's not as difficult. Okay, so thank you, Pauline. Let's move on. I'm trying to log this chat out of my group. Hold on just a second. I gotta move things around. So Patsy asked me if I can do a PEAD, so I'm gonna add a PEAD in this, okay? Okay, entry, okay? I just add this form. You could, what I did was actually, because every property needs a PEAD form. This is a seller, but you need one for the buyer. Let me find the one for the buyer. By the way, this is a special request, okay? I don't normally go into PEAD, but I guess right now everybody needs one, so. Okay, so this is for visitors. So your buyer wants to go, let's put it in the full screen. So your buyer wants to go into a property, right? And you need to the property address. And then you type in the property address and you have signers. Okay, you have to sign one too, right? So you have a buyer, tenant, broker, agent. So you have to sign one too. So each signature is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? One, two, three. Used to be 4. I don't know what happened. Okay, it's 3. So what I did is that I print out the form. Okay, then I scan it back in. Then I add the form back in here. I add the doc. Actually, I have one. Let me show you what I did. So that way I don't have to put in the address all the time because every address, every property is one address, right? So this is what I did. I scanned it. Then so I have a form here. You can do it 2 ways. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. You can send out e-signature from here, okay? Or you could just use the regular way of doing this one. Full screen. We're gonna put in the address, Joyce, right? And then you're gonna put in the name of the people. Okay, like I'm gonna put Albert Tron as He should be the seller, right? Or the buyer, I'm sorry. He's the buyer. Then I'm gonna put my name, Ling Chow. I am the broker agent, and 01147092. And you can also put like gardener, cleaning crew, home inspector, whoever it is, they need to do this. Okay, so let's say we're doing this for me. I'm gonna sign it, right? So I'm gonna do an e-signature. Hold on, somebody has a question. Let me see what the question is. Chat. I see Docusign is linked to transaction under e-signature. May I ask what is the advantage of Glide? Oh gosh, Patsy, did you come to our class last Thursday? I wasn't really listening to it, but it's Glide. You can really put in the Glide is good for disclosure. Let's say you're doing TDS, seller's questionnaire, anything for seller for them to fill out. Like, so that's why Glide is good. You can put in all the transaction disclosures in Glide and send it to your client, and client can fill it out and sign it. I haven't really tried Glide, so this is much as I know. We're paying CRMS for Glide for you, free for you guys, so you guys don't have to pay for Glide. But it's something that they push so much with CRMS right now, and zipForm is also with Glide. So you have to set up Glide. You have to go into Glide, set up your account, and link your zipForm with Glide. I haven't done that, so I cannot tell you too much about it, but I did sign up, but I haven't linked it. Okay, so it's the same thing. If I personally like digital, not digital, Docusign faster because easier. Okay, but that's where it is with Docusign or PEAD. Are you okay? Are you guys okay to do that? Because I don't want to sign another one. What I like to do is go into, hold on, somebody's asking me a question again. Chat. No, appraisal does not have their own PEAD. Okay, they can get into our forms. How would they have their PEAD? So you probably had to send them. They have, unless it's appraisal is a real estate realtor member that they can get into our forms. Other than that, they don't. So you have to send them a PEAD to sign. You as the agent, okay? Or your physical inspector, whoever it is that's going in, to make people more comfortable. Okay, what I like to do now is actually go on the iPad, my iPad, and show you how to do touch sign. So are you guys okay with this? I'm gonna move to my iPad to teach you guys how to do that for the next 30 minutes. Is that okay with you guys? I'm gonna try to do this without driving you guys, everybody crazy, okay? Vaughn, I'm gonna move to my iPad.
Okay.
Let me see if I can do this correct. I'm gonna stop sharing screen on this one. I'm gonna mute myself. Okay, guys, we can do touch sign. So this is good if you're going to, I always use this example because it happened to me, okay? I drove 80 miles to Temecula and I show a client a property and he's very happy. He says, I wanna buy this property. Remember, this is a long time ago, okay? I wanna buy this property, and I called the listing agent. Listing agent says, hey, we have so much multiple offers. If you wanna buy this property, please submit the offer right away because we are closed by 12 o'clock, let's say. All right, let's say for today's example, by 1 o'clock. So do I have to drive all the way from Temecula back to my office an hour to sit down with my client to write up this offer? No, right? We want to find a place by anywhere that has internet, maybe a Starbucks coffee shop, that's before the COVID-19, okay? Or any place that, or you have, you could connect to a internet connection. So we wrote the offer on iPad. So this is what we do. First, you need to download from your iPad Apple Store. If you don't have iPad, if you have a Chrome, then you download from Google Play, right? So you're gonna search zipForm. Let me change it to English first. Oh. zipForm mobile, okay? Okay, so the one I want is the zipForm mobile companion, not the one to the left, but because that is for Elite Agent by ZipLogic. I'm gonna do the zipForm companion on my right. I'm gonna open it. You're gonna use CAR credential for the new ones that never been onto this particular iPhone. You're gonna use the zipForm. You're not gonna use zipForm ID. You're gonna use CAR zipForm credential. So CAR is what you need, not zipForm. Okay, that's how you sign in, because all your information is signed in by CAR. So as you guys see, this is what it looks like. Okay, so we have did the transaction. I'm gonna click on transaction. So what I did with you guys is 306 Joyce Avenue, and we did a practice on the 123 East Valley Boulevard. It's all here. You don't need to sync it with my laptop. It's all here on the iPad. If you guys see that, it says you see my screen, it says one transaction has been deleted from a system because the retention period has ended. Transaction available to export for 30 days after being deleted. To export those transactions, please click here. You can also visit our support site to learn more about our retention policy. Remember, we talked about the retention day is 7 years. So it's telling me that I lost the file. If I want it, I can retrieve it within 30 days, okay? So that's what they're talking about. So we're gonna go to Joyce, 306 Joyce. I'm gonna tap it open, okay? I'm gonna go to document. Let's see, what document shall we sign now? I can still sign another MLS report, okay? So remember, what is the e-signature sign? It's the little pen, it says e-sign, right? The little green pen on the top left. So I'm gonna click that. It says completed, right? So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna open up this MLS report. I'm gonna sign this one. I'm gonna sign it by my finger, my little finger, this finger. Okay, I'm gonna click sign. And this is the same thing that we saw before, correct? So what I'm gonna choose is I'm gonna choose via touch sign. So it's a signing service. You see the packet name is MLS report. The second line says signing service. I'm gonna click the up and down arrow. I'm gonna tap it. And do you see that I have more choices now? I have digital ink. You could do that by email. I could do Docusign by email. I could do touch sign. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna touch sign. I'm gonna click touch sign. Touch is by your finger, so it's called touch. Okay, you guys see that? It's signing service is now touch sign. I'm gonna click next. I'm gonna click myself because I'm gonna sign it, okay? You have to have an email address for touch sign. If your client doesn't have an email address, put your email address in. If you don't have an email address, you cannot do touch sign. Since when our life is consists of emails, email addresses? I'm trying to click this. It won't let me click. What is going on here? So it won't let me do that. I'm going to create new. Here you go. Still won't let me do it. Okay, here you go. You see my name is checked. I'm going to close it. Remember, these are computers. Even humans make mistake. So computer make mistake too, okay? So I have signing me, Ling Chow. I have my email address. I'm gonna click, you can add another signer if you want. If there's 2 people there and the other person want to sign it, you can always add. And you're gonna click next. Legal consent. What are you gonna do? All legal consent, you must say, I agree. If you say, I do not agree, I don't know what's gonna happen, but always click, I agree. So I just click, I agree, and here's the form I wanna sign. I gotta make a place for me to sign. So do you see on the left, it says sign, initial, text, date, check, and close, right? So I'm gonna click sign, and this comes up. It says tap to sign, okay? So what are you gonna do? You're gonna tap to sign, or you can generate a signature. I would like to use my finger to sign, so I'm gonna tap it. I'm gonna tap my finger. So here it is. It changed to this format. I'm gonna use my finger. I'm gonna write. Do you guys see that? You guys okay? After I sign this, I'm gonna click with my finger, select. And this is where it is, right? It has a little arrow up and down. So I'm gonna hold that to move all over the place, okay? And if you don't like it, you can redo it. You can click by the X out, or you can have another signature. But do you see underneath the pen, there has a little 3 little triangle on slide, like 1, 2, 3, like a little triangle on the bottom. What is that for? It's called resizing. You can size it. You can hold it down. Oh, what happened? Okay, I'm gonna hold it down. It doesn't like me too much. Okay, see, I can change the size. Oh, okay, and I can make it smaller if it let me. It's so sensitive. Okay, so I can put it where I want the signature to be. If you have a particular area, you have to do that. And then you could click sign. You see the word S-I-G-N? I'm gonna click that, and that makes my signature right there. Are you guys okay with that? I can't see the chat right now because I don't know how to do that with this this iPad. But if I want to do an initial, I tap the initial, tap to initial, I do LC, okay? I'm gonna select, I'm gonna move to whatever it is I want to by clicking the, hold down to the up and down, this is like a crisscross arrow. I'm gonna change that. I can change the size by tapping the little 3 lines underneath the pen, but it won't let me because it doesn't like my finger. And if I'm okay, I'm gonna say initial. Okay, and I have dates. If you wanna do dates, add date. So are you guys okay with touch sign? Okay, if I'm done, I'm gonna say done on the top. Participant signing will be sent to the original. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna have 2 sign MLS report. You see that? It says here, if you guys can see, one is complete by touch sign, one is completed by Docusign. You guys see that? So this is the one that I just did with the touch sign with a nice purple letter says completed by touch sign. Can you guys see that? I hope you guys can see that. or else I'll be talking to myself. Am I talking to myself? Okay, so this is, you can send it out again. You can print, you can download, you can e-sign, you can description, you can split, you can do a new placeholder, a new window. But anyway, this is how it is. And you go back and you can find it. Let me refresh it because sometimes it won't it won't come out until I refresh it again. The same thing go with your iPhone or your smartphone. Okay, you can do that, but you have to download the zipForm mobile companion. So this is the one I just signed at 12:13 p.m. So we have the residential report that we signed, and we have the MLS just signed, and the other one that we signed 2 MLSs. Okay, let me see if you guys have any questions. Okay, we have one question. Does this also work on laptop with touch sign? No, no, only works on smartphone and tablets. On the, I don't know, I don't have a laptop with touch sign. Maybe it could. My computer is old, so I don't have that capability, but I'm sure if you have a Surface computer or whatever that has a touch sign, you could try. But for me, it doesn't work because I don't have it. I hope that helps. Okay, thank you, Patsy. Okay, so before I go, I want to show you guys where to go for help, because I know that there's a lot of information today, and I don't know if, hold on just a second. If you guys can, if you guys are able to withdraw everything in today, because it's a lot of work. A lot of things happen. For the new agents, please be patient with yourself. If you have problem, you can always go to help. Okay, and we have learning center, support material, live training, send us a feedback. Let's say we go to learning center. 3 hours is really short to me, because there's so much thing I want to share, and I might not able to help you as much. But there is live trainings, there's scheduled live trainers, and then all the information you want to see how to get there. Okay, you have help guide. One thing good about zipForm is that they're pretty much, I think they're still 24 hours help. I don't know why this is slow too. And I don't have a slow internet. I have a very fast internet. Okay, so here is all the PDF guide library. Okay, let me see if I can find you the telephone number. There's a lot of videos. You're welcome to look at all the videos. You can make a suggestion if you're something you feel that they're not doing what they're supposed to. You can always do that. Okay, but I think that there is a telephone number, but I don't know how to, let me see if I can find this. Let me see where's the telephone number for them. Need more help. Do we, Fawn, do we have their telephone number? I think there is a telephone number. I don't know how to find it from here. I think
we will have to look for it.
Yeah, I think next time we should give them a telephone number of the, let me go back to my regular, let me see if I can access the, we don't have time to do the, smartphones, but it is the same, okay? They used to be here. unless they just decided don't want to tell anybody their helpline anymore. Okay. Contact. So there is a telephone number. They changed the telephone number to Cry Wolf, 1866 Cry Wolf. And they used to be 24 hours, but nowadays we changed. It is 24 hours. Here it is, customer care. So it's 586-840-0140 for 24 hours a day. So you're welcome to call them. There's always someone there to help you. Don't think that sometimes you have a lot of problems because it's you. It's not. Sometimes there is a glitch. In the past, in the beginning, we had problem with people using Mac, and then was solved, and there were problem with other things. So everything is a way of doing things that it might not be you. Okay, I just wanted you to know that. And take it easy. Don't give yourself too much hard time, because this is something new for all of us to learn. And you're not alone out there. So we all learn from the beginning. So is there any question that you guys want me to answer before I log out? Because we have 7 minutes. Are we A-okay with all this? I got 29 participants. I'm losing people already. One more question. How to download the zip form from manual filled in? What do you mean by download? You can't download the zip form, all of the zip forms. You can only do one form at a time. You can download the zip form standard from car.org and then fill in the zip form standard version. Is that what you're talking about, Warren? I don't know how to download the zip form. Okay, you can download the whole file, just one. Why am I echoing myself?
Warren, are you there? Let me see if you just ask a question.
Yes, I'm here. So how do we download the manual download the zip form, auto form, the standard form? Then we can do the manual fill in instead of doing it online. Okay. In other words, can we download the PDF forms, the zip form PDF in PDF format?
You can only download one at a time.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So let's say you want to do this, let's say if you want to do, let's go back to our transaction. You can change it to PDF. Like, let's say we have the, remember we have, let me move this screen out. Hold on just a second. We have the documents and we have the residential purchase agreement. Okay, it says here, it says download. Okay, you can download the PDF. I mean, the purchase agreement. You click next. You can only download the PDF file now, but you only download it to this here. You see it? And you can open it up. Why am I sharing paused? Can you guys see it? Hello?
I think your screen is frozen, but you're at the download part on the top right corner.
I know, hold on just a second.
Okay.
I don't even know why I don't see the zip form. Let me try stop sharing and come back again. So it went to my, can you guys see it now? It went to my Abbott Reader as PDF file. Warren, can you see that?
Yes, we see it.
No, is that what you want, Warren? Is that what you're asking? Can you unmute him? He disappeared on us. Here, let me unmute him. Warren, are you there?
I'm unmute myself.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
I'm talking about the editable PDF. So that's when we can download into our computer and we can fill it in.
But you see that it's secure. It won't let you do that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's secure. It won't let you can download the file. You can
Yeah,
print
because the
out.
last training and somebody showed us how to download the form from the zipForm standard, and he can do on his end, but when I'm trying to do on my side, it won't let me to download it. So that's
I
why I
don't know how
raised
he
up the
does it.
question again.
Fawn, do you know how to do that? Because mine is secured. I can't change it. Fawn, are you there?
I don't know how to do that.
I don't know either. They're very secure about this. You can print it out and scan it back in, but you cannot type over it like here.
No, the one I'm talking about is the blank one. The blank PDF forms. Is that edible?
This is a blank one, but you're talking about very, very blank one. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, just a second. Let me change the screen. You know, I don't know the other trainer how he does it, but for me, I cannot even print out blank one. So I don't know how he does it. Maybe you want to ask him.
I don't think you could print out blank when you have to fill something in.
Yeah, you can sign PDF form, but you can't even print out a blank form because it won't allow you. Do you remember the trainer name? Maybe you want to contact him himself and ask.
Either Brian or another gentleman. I can't remember the another gentleman.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. Maybe they have an app that I don't have that can do that. I only work with Abbott, so I don't know if that's something that.
Yeah, he showed right on the original tab. It's not on this screen. Okay, on the called the zipForm standard. If we can go in there and we can download.
Oh, okay, that's a different thing. That's that the zipForm is zipForm. zipForm standard is something that it download to your computer.
That's correct.
Okay. I am not on zipForm standard. I'm on zipForm Plus, but on the zipForm standard, you have to download it. Here.
Yeah, over there. And when I get there, then I won't be able to download it. He can download. He did on his end, but for me, when I download, it won't let me download it.
I don't know why. Then maybe you should call the helpline and ask him, because I don't like to download the zipForm standard. I don't use that. I only use zipForm Plus because that is something that they want to go away for many, many years, and people still request it. So that's why. So, but you can download after you sign in. Have you signed in? You have to sign in first to download.
Is that the same? Is that the same ID and the password with the CRA?
CAR, yes.
Okay.
CAR, not CRMS.
Oh, CRA.
CAR, yeah. Call the helpline, the telephone number that we talked about. Okay, remember I said there was a telephone number? Call that telephone number and then ask them how you could download the standard, okay? Because I don't want to download on mine. I don't need it. Okay, any other question? If not, it's 12:32. I'm going to conclude the class, and thank you very much for attending on this Monday morning with the COVID-19. Stay home, stay safe. You know, COVID-19 is not a joke until you know, you don't feel it until your family member has it. So it's very tough. So please stay home and stay safe and make sure that you guys are A-okay. Don't let COVID-19 get you, okay? Okay, hold on, just somebody has a question. Let me see what it says. I'm an old timer already, has zipForm Plus at cloud. Do I need to download zipForm? zipForm Plus is a cloud service, so you don't have to download anything. Okay, so you just have to sign in and get on to the zipForm Plus from CAR.org, or you can go in from CRMS, or you can go in from our board as well. Okay, so everybody okay? Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy, and goodbye. Okay, bye guys.